do you trust the news? Why or why not?
Talking, you know?
Just sometimes, but not a lot
Not
of it.
all of it.
Depends on the actual channel, guys.
No.
Some are real and some are not.
What are the real ones?
Karina, you're digging yourself a fucking hole.
I don't want to
Look,
talk about this.
I have no association to this.
Which president said this quote? This is either going to be Joe Biden or Donald Trump. I don't want my children growing up in a racial jungle. Who said it?
Trump.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Wrong. Which president said this quote? It's either going to be Joe Biden or Donald Trump. I don't want my children growing up in a racial jungle.
I think that would be most likely Joe Biden that might have said that.
You got it. So that was from 1977 when they were trying to integrate the busing system. How much do you trust the U.S. government?
Well, I believe that the U.S. government is doing everything she can.
How much do you trust the U.S. government?
To be honest, I don't trust a lot in U.S. government.
So I was just wondering this. How much do you trust the government?
How much do I trust the government?
Yes, sir.
Why would I have problems trusting the government?
That's a great question. So you would say you have no problems trusting the government?
When I joined the military, I took orders, and that was my job. So it's not my job to question. It's not my job to question.
How do you trust American news?
American news is, let's just say, if you don't watch the evening news, you're going to die because you're going to miss something important.
How much do you trust the U.S. news?
About 50 out of 50.
Trust it 50%. Is that what you're saying?
50%.
50%. Why do you trust it 50%?
Because most of the news they say, some of it can be true, but they have a little bit of false news involved too, so.
What do you think about the news? How much do you trust the news? Do you trust the news?
I watch the news, I listen to it, but I'm not going to say necessarily trust everything going on the news.
How much do you trust the news in America?
I believe the news are doing their best. To take the correct picture and deliver it to U.S. people. So
COVID, gangbusters with ratings. Gangbusters with ratings, right? Which is why we constantly have the death toll on the side. Let's make it higher. Like, why isn't it high enough, today? Like, it would make our point better if it was higher. It's fear. Like, fear really drives numbers.
But, I don't know, moderately.
Moderately, okay. What makes you think moderately?
I don't know. I guess ever since maybe 2019, I've started to lose trust in the news. But I don't know, before then I hardly even got information from the news. I mostly, maybe social media I use as a news source mostly.
How many people you think in America, just in the United States, died of COVID-19?
I don't know. What are the numbers? It says 1,300,000, 500,000. I'm guessing that's accurate.
You said 1 million or 300,000 or 500,000.
Yeah, whatever they say, I'm guessing it's accurate. I mean, I've heard of a lot of people that died personally, but I'm not really sure,
What about the vaccine? Are you planning on getting it, or have you already gotten it?
I got it as a courtesy to my neighbors. My organization requires that I have it if I want to do certain things.
Do you think they must mandate the vaccine for everybody?
for sure.
Do you think that people should be mandated to get a vaccination?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
It seems like too much to mandate. I know in San Francisco they have a mandate for the city workers, but I think to make it like everyone has to get one, that just seems like too much for me. It just seems a little extreme. It seems like too far of a push.
Now we need to go to community by community, neighborhood by neighborhood, and oftentimes door to door, literally knocking on doors. To get help to the remaining people protected from the virus.
Do you think if they told you you had to get another vaccine for a different variant or multiple different variants, would you do that?
No, I wouldn't.
Why not?
Honestly, it just seems like too much. Like, I would rather them just perfect it and then I just get like a single shot or maybe like, 2 doses, just perfection rather than like, feels like test runs of different shots, so.
Do you agree that it should be required of all Americans or it should be mandatory of all Americans to take this vaccine?
That's a personal choice. If you want to be in the group that is dying and don't believe that there's COVID-19, and I've been around a lot of people that do that, then it becomes their choice whether they're going to get the vaccine or not.
I'm going to give you a quote and try to guess who said this, okay? Who is quoted in saying that the vaccines are cytotoxic, they are biologically active around the body, and they should be further tested? They have not been tested enough to be given. Was it Anthony Fauci, Donald Trump, Dr. Malone, or Mike Pence?
I would say Fauci.
You would say Fauci?
Yes, because I don't know, I see him talking about it the most, so I would say him.
It was actually Dr. Malone, Robert Malone, the inventor of mRNA technology.
Oh, wow. That's not great.
That's not great, right?
But the spike protein itself, we now know, is very dangerous. It's cytotoxic. Is that a fair description?
More than fair, and I alerted the FDA about this risk months and months and months ago.
My viewpoint on COVID was, I believe it was all set up so where they can control us. Population control, excuse me. Yeah, population control.
Do you trust the news? Why or why not?
Talking, just sometimes, but not a lot of it.
All of it depends on the actual channel, guys.
No.
Some are real and some are not.
What are the real ones?
Karina, you're digging yourself a fucking hole.
I know, I don't want to talk about this.
I have no association to this.
General overall U.S. mainstream news scale of 1 to 10 trust.
Probably like a 3 out of 10.
Yeah, I want to say maybe a 5.
So what are some things that have lowered your trust to a 3?
Definitely inaccuracy. Nothing's ever really consistent with the news. You hear something one day and then you hear the complete opposite like maybe a couple of hours later.
How much do you trust the U.S. government? I'm going to put the mic kind of towards over here. So speak loud if you want to chime in.
As an overall, I think they doing the best they can with what they got. I mean, it's a lot of hate towards everything, but a lot of positivity towards everything else. So you can only give what they get.
What about the U.S. government? What do you think about the U.S. government?
No, you can't trust the government. What the fuck?
Would you get the COVID-19 vaccine if not already?
Oh yeah, I have it already. Well, I had the first dose of the Miranda. I think that was the one. Yeah, I went for the Johnson & Johnson because, one shot easier, but they didn't have it. So Miranda.
Are you guys vaccinated or planning on taking it? You're vaccinated.
I'm planning on getting vaccinated. She is totally against getting vaccinated. So.
She's scared, so ask her why.
I'm not scared. She's scared.
Why are you scared?
Okay, really, the Johnson, it took 1 year. You need years of research, and it comes out all of a sudden. There's all these fucking...
Johnson.
That's what I just said, the Johnson.
What about the Moderna and the...
Yeah, there's like a bunch of...
Fuck all that.
I wouldn't get the Johnson.
I think they're all rushed.
Supposedly, COVID just...
And I never got sick. I never had COVID. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. It's out there. But I personally never got sick, and I've been vaccinated.
How much do you trust the COVID-19 vaccine?
I actually trusted a lot. I was one of the first rounds of people to get it because I was a teacher. So I actually got the Johnson & Johnson.
It took 1 year. You need years of research.
Who said this quote? The vaccine, the one we have, the mRNA vaccine that we have today, is cytotoxic, biologically active, meaning that it'll travel through the body in a way that they did not foresee, traveling to the heart, brain, peaking in the ovaries, specifically for women, or the gonads for men. And they also said we warned the FDA that it was not ready to come out yet, and they did not listen. So the options are
Anthony Fauci. Was it Donald Trump? Was it Was it Mike Pence? Or was it Robert Malone?
I think it was Donald Trump.
I have no idea. I'm not going to give an uneducated answer.
Donald Trump.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it was Robert Malone. Do you guys know who Robert Malone is?
Someone in the CIA.
Robert Malone is one of the inventors of mRNA technology.
Heard from him.
Well, we'll find out. If I get pregnant, then we'll know that it's real or not real, guys.
I think it was Robert Malone.
Pence would say.
Who is Robert Malone?
I actually have no idea who Robert Malone is, but I do know that Anthony Fauci is the head of the not the coronavirus task force, but he's the head of the CDC. NIH. There you go. Yeah.
So you were right, but solely on the elimination process. And just so you guys know, Dr. Robert Malone is the guy who invented mRNA vaccine technology. What if I told you guys that the guy who created the technology of the vaccine said that it's toxic to your body and it was by no means ready to be put into your body?
The survival rate was high enough for me, so I got it. I'm not too worried.
The survival rate was high enough. Now, you know that there have been over 5,000 people, and that's just a low number, that have died right after getting it.
No.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up out of your sleep, wake up out of your sleep, wake up, I command you in the name of Jesus, wake up.
What gave you that sort of like, it's definitely fine, and I'm gonna take it now? What gave you that?
Honestly, if I'm being completely honest, 100% honest, it was the whole being locked down in quarantine, and if they say that you get a shot, then you'll be able to go out and, be free of COVID, or at least your potential hospitalization is reduced. In my opinion, I was like, okay, sure, give me the shot. I do have questions, but at the same time, it's like, what do? Do you just wait around, or do you take the shot?
My perspective right now, I'm not anti-vaccine by any means, but I've been, thinking a lot about what's going on right now. If I had heard him say that before I got it, there's Do you think you'd be in the same pool?
I think it would have swayed my decision, maybe. Yeah.
Thank God.
Should all people be mandated by law to take the vaccine?
No, I think that's a choice.
No one should be forced to do something that they're not supposed to do, or that they don't want to do.
Will you stick to that later on down the line?
Yeah, sure.
It might get a little hairy down the line, and they'll think
they shouldn't mandate everyone to get vaccinated, but I do think that businesses have that option to mandate their employees to get vaccinated.
What if they mandated their employees to not be their personal selves? What if they said, I want to wear locks, and you can't wear locks?
Right. Then that becomes a little bit of a...
This is a health thing, so it's a little different ballgame. However,
I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
It's such an important question in our culture right now, like being your true self, being your culture, whatever it is.
Why do we have to hide our tattoos? I deal with that with my job. I work at a bank. I'm not going to say which one, but I work at a bank. And I have to wear sleeves to cover tats, and I don't see how that changes me as a person.
Guys, thank you so much. This was really a pleasure. Chris and Candy. All right, guys, have a great night.
Wow.
What a fantastic video. Totally enjoyed walking around the streets of Houston, asking people what they thought. Guys, we're gonna be doing a lot more videos, seeing what people really think.
So what do you think? You gotta let us know in the comments which ones were your favorite interviews, which ones were the best questions for you, and maybe you have some questions for us. Let us know, and make sure to subscribe, because that's the only way we can keep bringing top content for you from Houston. Houston Ensemble, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace.